All right, I'm back. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it. My son will definitely be cleaning the house until he can learn how to read a clock properly. That's okay. Where were we? We were talking about the hash rate, right, and how difficult it is to the difficulty level right now of mining the Bitcoin blocks and how that's affecting the price. So, with that in mind, knowing what we know, that right now the miners are putting as much processing power out as they were before the crash for 20% less the reward, right, since the crash. So until that block updates, we know that we're going to be kind of stuck in that price in this price channel for the next few weeks. You add into that Bitcoin dominance already being on the downtrend and already at that key level, and a picture is starting to emerge, right, of a really face-melting alt season. And that's really kind of my point to this entire rant, is that it would seem that the stars kind of seem to be aligning here for what could be just a really, really incredible run. And, we've got the charts, the technicals are screaming at us. Ethereum itself is really just sending up a flare. Look at that. Look at that. So, yeah, that's my point to this whole rant. We'll go ahead and jump in the news here. Probably about to have a stampede come running through the house and my dogs as they plow through. All right, where are we at here? Overall market cap, $2.14 trillion. We're up almost 1% on the day with our 24-hour trading volume sitting at $269 billion. Bitcoin dominance continues to fall. Look at that. We went up to 50% yesterday. We fell all the way back down to 48.5%. Look at ETH dominance up to 13.2. This is interesting. ETH gas prices are lower today than they were yesterday, when we're seeing more price action with Ethereum today. So I'm going to need a smarter person than myself to explain that to me, for crying out loud. That makes no sense. Bitcoin down 2.9%. We'll call it 3% on the day. Ethereum up 2.9, we'll call it 3% on the day. Look at that. I mean, the picture couldn't be any clearer, right? BNB taking a bit of a break today, down 1.4%. XRP down 3%. Dogecoin up 11%. Cardano down 0.8%. Polkadot up 1.8%. Litecoin unchanged on the day. Actually, that feels about right. We're holding some Litecoin. We've got a few big bags of Litecoin, and that, 0.0 goose egg feels right today. Uniswap up almost 10%. Wow. Very cool. All right, what are our headlines? What do we got? What's driving the market? Deutsche Börse back in the news. They are going to be delisting Coinbase due to missing reference data. How about that? Delisting will apply until further notice, they say. Missing reference data was cited by Deutsche Börse as the reason for the delisting, Reuters reports. An incorrect legal entity identifier, or LEI code, was used when Coin.o began trading on Deutsche Börse's platform. I'm having fun saying Deutsche Börse. Said the delisting will apply until further notice. The crypto exchange can resume trading on its exchanges only by the issuer applying the LEI. Quote, we are unaware of an administrative error that has made it necessary for Coinbase to resubmit certain documentation for certain European stock exchanges, a Coinbase spokesperson told CoinDesk. There have been no interruptions to trading of Coinbase stocks at this time. We are working to resolve this as quickly as possible. Yeah, so that happened. The Deutsche Börse delisted Coinbase. Hopefully Coinbase can get that figured out, and yeah, not a good look. Next up for Coinbase, they earmarked 10% of resources to funding staff-pitched moonshots. This is interesting. The publicly traded crypto exchange is launching an internal incubator program to find the next big thing. Coinbase said on Wednesday it will dedicate 10% of its resources to funding crypto moonshots. I guess my first thought is, what qualifies one of these low caps to be a moonshot in Coinbase's eyes? Yeah, you thought the whole Coinbase listing pump was a real thing. Imagine what this is going to do to some of those low cap gems. My goodness. You get Coinbase coming out saying that they're going to support, oh, I don't know, Spark Point, for example. Yeah. Wow. I would not be surprised if we see some inside trader activity happening on this news. Good coffee. Next up, there you go. Cuba adopts cryptocurrency as part of a Communist Party agenda. Jeez. How's that for some FUD? That's a FUD bomb if I ever saw one. The country has been exploring the idea since at least 2019, and now the government is making crypto officially part of its economic policy. Good for Cuba. Did we have to put this in the headline? Along with agenda? That's scary, right? Cuba has just elected a new president and set its public policy agenda for the next 5 years, advancing, in quotes, the study of crypto to help boost the island nation's economy is now officially part of the agenda. Man, I say good for them, right? Good for them. I think that would be huge for that. Think about Cuba. You're talking about a country that basically is stuck in 1952, right? Ever since America imposed the embargo on Cuba, they have literally been stuck in time. You give them cryptocurrencies and a way to build their own economy? Holy crap, man, that's huge for that country. I don't care if it's a communist party or what the hell it is. The country's poor. This can help them. Right? That's really where we can stop. It'll help poor people. Put a smile on my face. Bill aimed at linking up the SEC and CFTC for crypto-focused task force passes the U.S. House and heads for the Senate. Yes, I had to relight my cigarette on that headline. Don't smoke, kids. It's bad for you. The House of Representatives has passed a bill that aims to get the SEC and CFTC working together on digital asset rules. The Eliminate Barriers to Innovation Act of 2021 passed the House on April 20th. Ranking member Patrick McHenry first introduced the bill to the Financial Services Committee in March. Stephen Lynch, one of the leaders of the FSC's FinTech Task Force, co-sponsored the bill. Okay. The Elimination of Barriers to Innovation Act, my goodness, they really need some branding in Congress. That is just a terrible name. At this point, one of the first bills explicitly addressing digital assets to have left the committee stage and passed one of Congress's two chambers. My goodness, I can't read. So yeah, Congress has made a task force aiming to regulate cryptocurrencies. We knew this was coming. I hope it means good thing for the space. Hope. It is now more expensive than ever to spend Bitcoin. Here's why. This was the news article I was looking for earlier. Bitcoin transaction fees have hit an all-time high, bringing the cost to send Bitcoin above even the 2017 peak. Bitcoin transaction fees have hit an all-time high. The average transaction cost of sending Bitcoin is now $59.87. Most people using the network typically means higher transaction fees. More people using the network typically means higher transaction fees, right? But we know, as just discussed, that's not what's really driving this price action right now, or this price and gas fees, or transaction fees on the Bitcoin network, right? That's, for one, it's not like more people are buying up Bitcoin right now, though I'm sure they probably are on this dip. We've got the metrics to prove that the whales are. But again, that's not why we're seeing double the transaction fees. The reason why we're seeing double the transaction fees is because of this minor crisis, because of the hash rate drop and the difficulty level. Don't know why that isn't mentioned in this article. Decrypt is actually a very reputable source. They have been in the crypto space for a long time. You would have thought that they could have figured this out themselves, but hey, that's why I'm here. Decrypt, get your facts straight. Sorry, I'm looking at this chart hoping that maybe they go in here and actually do mention something about that. Nope, doesn't look like it. Alright, moving right along. Data shows NFT sales fell 40% last week amidst the market pullback. No surprise there. We had talked, that was a couple weeks ago now, about the, what do they call them? The silent crashes that can occur in the NFT market, and that's just because, it's not like there's a chart out there that represents the value of your artwork. So, it's strictly dependent on, what somebody else is going to pay for it. But yeah, we knew this was coming. Right, anybody that's, coffee burps. Anyone that's been in the space for the past few months has definitely seen this bubble that we've seen in the NFTs. Now that doesn't mean that NFTs are going away and that the bubble's going to pop and now NFTs are worthless, right? That just means, look, there was a lot of hype going into it when people finally figured out what the hell we could use NFTs for. And now that hype's dying off a little bit, especially as we see prices come down in the overall markets, right? People don't have $69 million right now to throw at people. They probably have $49 million instead. Next up, institutional investments in Ripple's XRP nearly doubled last week. Shocker. Institutional players allocated $33 million in XRP investment products last week, says a CoinShares report. Ripple issued token XRP has been the most popular altcoin among institutional investors as the assets under management in related to financial assets nearly doubled. We believe this recent renewed appetite for digital assets is due to a combination of increasing acceptance from the institutional investors, fears for inflation, and price momentum. Yeah, we're invested in XRP, and we're going to take a look at this chart because we're seeing the same thing they are. There's Grayscale's AUM, up to 50.2 billion now. What's XRP on that chart? I thought Grayscale had XRP. No, I guess maybe they don't. Huh. Interesting. Yep, so that's your XRP news. Good for us XRP holders right now. And every day it seems like we're getting new news about XRP, whether it be in relation to the lawsuit that's going on or investors standing up to the SEC saying you're not our parents, quit trying to baby us. There's just a lot going on in XRP. I think as far as momentum trades go, that's a good place to be. Of course, that's not financial advice. I'm just a graphics guy. Next up, UK assets manager Bailey Gifford invests $100 million in blockchain.com. I mean, next to crypto.com, I can't think of a better domain. The Edinburgh, Scotland-based company was also an early investor in tech giants Tesla and Google. Okay, so they got a track record of picking some good ones. I mean, decent, right? A blog by blockchain.com CEO and co-founder Peter Smith on Tuesday said this is the largest single investment in a startup to date. Really? Bailey Gifford is a 110-year-old asset manager. Wow, she's old. Asset management firm headquartered in Edinburgh with $445.3 billion in assets under management. It was an early investor in such tech giants as Tesla and Amazon. This is one of Bailey Gifford's first such investments in a company in the crypto space, according to Smith. It also follows less than a month after blockchain.com raised $300 million in a Series C funding round led by DST Global, Lightspeed Venture Partners, and VY Capital, which is valued at $5.2 billion. Well, I mean, that's all fine and dandy that you got the blockchain.com domain for a ridiculous amount of money. But what are you going to do with it, right? That's the real question. Anyone can have a domain, right? I can go out and buy a domain right now, but you got to have something behind it. I didn't see anywhere in this article any sort of plan of, what in the hell they're going to do with said domain. So maybe something to keep an eye on. Maybe they do have plans, or maybe they just plan on flipping the domain, which, they already spent $100 million on it. I can't imagine it being worth much more than that. Bitcoin breaks critical support as Ethereum XRP attempt recovery. Ethereum and XRP have managed to stabilize after crashing hard over the weekend. Bitcoin lost the 50-day moving average as support for the first time in 7 months. Ethereum is contained to a no-trade zone with no clear signs for traders. I disagree with that statement. We just talked about that. XRP holders book profits triggering a 44% correction. Yeah, that did happen, but again, you don't mention that we've already recovered from said 44% correction. You know, these people sometimes drive me nuts. What's this, the XRP chart? Okay, yep, key level, cool. Oh no, that was Bitcoin's chart dropping below the moving average there. Which, again, I wouldn't read too much into it. Right now, what we've got is a technical problem, right? Not technicals as in chart technicals, technical as in hardware technical. Like, we've got a problem with the Bitcoin network. It will be fixed, it just takes time because this stuff is automated. 2 weeks, ever since the beginning of time, or beginning of Bitcoin's time. Tone Vays, former VP at JP Morgan Chase, believes that the break of the 50-day moving average could lead to a real disaster, in quotes. Yeah, you know, I saw an interview with this, I'm going to call him an idiot, with this idiot on CNBC earlier. It's just these people driving down. JP Morgan was literally in the news yesterday. We covered it for saying that they're bullish on Bitcoin. Then they come out today and they say Bitcoin could lead to a real disaster. These people are schizophrenic. They don't know what they want. So anyway, this is probably your JP Morgan FUD news for the day. They do go on to mention, what we've pointed out, that we are seeing a divergence in Ethereum to Bitcoin, which, good to see. And yeah, there's pretty much the pattern we've drawn too. So XRP has yet to clear one hurdle. The XRP saw the market value skyrocket a whopping 245% between April 1st and 14th. The fourth largest cryptocurrency by market cap rose to a 3-year high of $1.98 as it gained $1.41 points. A sudden bullish impulse appears to have been fueled by speculation around legal charges that Ripple is facing. Judge Sharon Netburn's decision to deny the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission access to the firm's executive bank records was perceived as a win by the crypto community. Yeah, just a win that it was in the news and we got some price action out of it, right? Here's my base case for XRP. It got delisted from all these exchanges because of this lawsuit, right? Now the lawsuit is being, most likely thrown out at this point. You got to assume that all these exchanges are going to relist it. And right before its delisting, it was trading at around $5 a coin, right? So it stands to reason that whenever it gets relisted, that you could be trading around that $5 a coin range again, which from where we're at right now would be about a 3 to 4x. That's a good trade. Anyway, not financial advice. Next up. Key metrics suggest Binance Coin headed for major upswing. Binance Coin continues rising on solid fundamentals and one big-name CEO. Yes, he's kind of a badass. Binance Coin has recovered all the losses incurred during the most recent crypto market flash crash. Its price recently hit a high of $615, signaling more gains on the horizon. Further increased buying pressure could send BNB to a new record high of $750. That's about the number I got too in my charting, so that's interesting. Yep. Binance just keeps chugging along. Chugga. Alright, here's something we haven't seen in a long time for all you the Graph holders. The Graph launches microtransaction system for blockchain data providers. The new microtransaction system, Scalar, is meant to enable new ways of monetization for node operators and data providers. Long, dry article. If you're a The Graph holder, I would suggest hopping over to CoinDesk and taking a look at this article. I know the Graph is hugely important to the crypto ecosystem, and pretty much a lot of what we do in DeFi right now wouldn't even be possible without the Graph. It's just boring, right? It's boring. It's like the Google of blockchains. It doesn't have that sex appeal that Tesla has, right? Or some of your sexier altcoins out there. So, yeah, The Graph is a great project. Certainly a great investment long term if you're looking for Short-term, gains, maybe not the best choice, but long-term holdings, absolutely. The graph is a great choice. The ecosystem does not function without it. Last but not least in our headlines, ending on some good news for once here. Anonymous Dogecoin donor pays adoption fees at Florida dog shelter. The anonymous donor signed her donation using the name Doge Community. How awesome is that? You'd love to see it. It reminds me of what we saw in kind of that immediate aftermath of GameStop. I know I talk about that a lot on this channel, but we did. We saw it in kind of that immediate aftermath of the GameStop fiasco, where a lot of people who made good money on GameStop went out and immediately started doing philanthropic? Is that the right word? Philanthropy. They went out and started doing philanthropy. Started doing good things for their community, and that warms the cockles of your heart, right? Maybe even the subcockle region. And you don't see that with hedge funds. When Melvin Capital made billions shorting GameStop, they didn't go out and do anything for their communities. You don't see, your old hands in crypto that made your crypto millionaires that made millions of dollars off of Ethereum, right? They're not going out doing anything for the community. At least I don't see it in the headlines like I did here with Doge. So I don't know. For all the people that have been hating on Dogecoin for the past, I guess, week, it's good to see that this is what's coming of it, right? That 5,000%. Good Lord, lady. That's incredible. But yeah, just a nice little story to end our headlines there. All right, let's jump into our charts here. We'll kind of blaze through these. I know I've kept you guys a while here. Grab a cup of coffee or sip of coffee. We'll check our chat, see if you got any questions or anything. No, you guys are being quiet today. Did I ever reload the chat? Maybe that's what I didn't do. I never reloaded the chat. That's my fault. There we go. New chat. Here we go. Hello. Okay. Wow. Hello. Okay. Charts. Here we go. Getting into it. Here's your Bitcoin chart. You can see we have now broken our little silly trend line that we drew in here, that we pretty much assumed it was going to break anyway, because what would we say was going to happen here? That we're just going to move sideways for the next couple weeks, at least until probably, I don't know, next Saturday sometime. I would expect Bitcoin to just chop back and forth sideways here, which can lead to some real volatility, right, in the rest of the altcoins, because when Bitcoin goes up, they go up. When Bitcoin goes down, they go down. It's just a matter of catching one that is moving up more than it's moving down as Bitcoin corrects. And honestly, frankly, your safest choice right now, if you're looking for a good, kind of safe trade to be in, my goodness, it's Ethereum, right? These technicals are sound and they look fantastic. This is the best I've seen Ethereum's chart look in quite some time. Adam, old Cosmos. We were really pounding the table on Cosmos yesterday. Still really bullish on it. You can see where we were yesterday. We were right here when we started pounding the table yesterday. And we did not come up, we did not set a new high like I really, really wanted to see, unfortunately. But we are kind of consolidating in this price range right now. So I would not be surprised if we see a pop-up here to break this previous high and begin moving up. If not, I just simply expect Adam to keep chopping sideways right in this price range, right alongside Bitcoin. Which wouldn't be bad because, I'm still very bullish on the overall market, and I firmly believe we've still got plenty more room to run. Binance Coin. You could argue, looking at our 4-hour chart here, right, that Binance has put in a double top. I can make that argument. What do you think? Did have that headline saying that they were projecting Binance to go up to 750. And yeah, if we were to break out here, I could see that. And how are we getting to that number? Well, we just go in, we grab our trend line here, and we can just simply measure from here to here. Grab our trend line, see, we break out. Look at that. From where we're at, we break out. That puts us right around 750. So might be something to look out for. I know I certainly am. I'm still holding. I go in and out of B&B so much. Oftentimes it's where I just end up dumping gains because it's been on just this incredible grind upwards the past couple weeks. Now, that said, I do set stop losses with my Binance coin. I don't just throw it in there like I would Bitcoin, right? I do set stop losses because, I mean, my goodness, look here. We go back on our daily chart. I mean, if for some reason Binance were to have any sort of correction, right, we've got a long ways to fall from what we've seen here over the past few weeks, right? There is a real fear that we could see Binance correct all the way back down to 250. So like I said, stop losses. Take a look at XRP. Is there any chart here that you guys wanna pull up? Do you want me to take a look at any technical patterns that you're interested in? Let me know. Be happy to take a gander for you. XRP really moving into consolidation mode. You can see we've now set a higher low. We have also broken out. This is interesting, right? Look at this. We have also broken out of our trend line that we had set. We activated along the price range here, along the trend, but we've broken out. So we've got to go somewhere now. We're either going to fall back down and bounce off our floor here, or we could see a very drastic movement up. And if we did see a movement up, look, we would expect it to hit probably $1.60 real quick and then possibly even take itself all the way back up to that all-time high. That's what I'm personally looking for. I love to see that we've seen such accumulation in this range, right where I'm a buyer. I'm strongly considering actually adding to my position here because I feel like we are just on the cusp of seeing a pretty incredible move upwards. Probably going to continue adding to my position here. Engine. Excuse me. Coffee burp's killing me. Sorry, I was just checking chat. Seeing if you guys are talking to me. Alright, engine. We've activated along our trend line here. We've actually moved right into our other trend line. So gosh, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of crazy movement out of engine here within the next. By the time we end the stream, look at that. We are at the end of our consolidation channel here. You see we wicked above our downtrend a couple times and got rejected. And we're not really holding up on our floor either. So short term, looking bearish on engine. Looks like we could come back down and retest the support at $2. Would be my guess. Dogecoin. Ugh. Look at this. Doge really sold off yesterday, which we expected. Right? Yesterday was the end of Doge Day. We weren't even able to go up and make all-time highs, which is kind of disappointing for any Doge holders out there. But yeah, I don't know where it goes from here. I know there's a lot of hope that Elon's going to send Doge to the moon, and whenever Elon does his next rocket launch, which I think is next week, that they'll do something with Dogecoin, which could be a catalyst, to see the next leg up here. The fact that Doge has not completely corrected back down to previous levels, around that 9 to 15 cent area, I mean, that speaks volumes of all you diamond-handed smooth brains out there that are still hanging on to this damn thing. Next up, basic attention token. Look at the wedge, guys. Look at the wedge. Wow. Wowie, wow. Sorry, just dropping this in some trend lines here. That's some serious consolidation. Take a hard look at that. I mean, I'd be looking for a significant breakout here. I feel like a bit of a broken record with bats. But I mean, seriously, look at that. That's beautiful. As far as a technical wedge pattern goes, my goodness. It's fantastic. Might have to buy another big old bag of basic attention token, like, right now. Like, yesterday. Alright. Next up, we got Mana, the Central Land, looking healthy, looking real healthy. You know what we ought to do? We almost ought to compare Mana to Bitcoin, but I guess there's really no need to. You know what the Bitcoin chart looks like. And you can see right here was our correction, the big correction. But with Mana, I mean, hell, you can barely tell that anything happened. And they're just kind of chugging along here. They're actually up on the day, so don't sleep on Mana. That is a good trade. You know, you've been hearing me say buy it below $1 if you can get it. I'd be a buyer right now too. Cardano. Look at the rejection on Cardano. Wow, just all day long. All day long, Cardano hit $1.27 and got rejected over and over and over. Yeah, the Cardano community claims that they're in it for the long haul, but the price action of Cardano tells me otherwise, because anytime we see any sort of price movement with Cardano, the selling starts immediately. And you can see it going all the way back in the chart. It's anytime you see any sort of movement with Cardano, look at these wicks. Yeah, my goodness, we wicked from $1.32 up to $1.50 and then got knocked right the hell back down. Same here. Wicked all the way from $1.37 to $1.50. Got knocked right back down. We were able to push above that level here right before the major crash. And again, wicks. So the second Cardano reaches all-time highs, the sellers come in, the bears come in and just dump on it. So I don't know if that's the Cardano community. I don't know if these are short positions being taken out, but definitely seems like something fishy happening with Cardano. Is it the founders offloading their tokens every time we get to new high? I don't know. Just speculation, just spitballing out there. I'd love to know your thoughts, what you think. Definitely fishy when you see, just such crazy selling pressure at certain levels every single time. Maybe, devil's advocate here, maybe it's just people tired of holding Cardano bags, and the second they see any sort of profit on it, they're like, oh god, dump. Take it while we can get it before it goes back down to $1 and we're there for the rest of our lives. Which I could totally understand. Next up, Chainlink, just doing its thing. Just doing its thing. Look at you go, Chain. Really kind of following on. Look at that. Really just following the pattern that we drew in here the other day. My stupid little scribbles. I'm kind of scribbling down, and we'll see as these candles fill over the next couple hours. I'd be interested to see what happens. I would not be surprised if we see a launch from Chainlink here in the next few hours. If we get a launch from Chainlink in the next few hours, I'm going live again just to say I told you so. Spark Point, where are we at with Spark Point? Still getting killed? Probably. You can see we came down. We tested our trend line again last night, which my heart just bled out, along with my wallet. And now we're working our way back up. So we'll probably test here. And we'll probably come down and keep testing. Until we get some sort of huge catalyst from Spark Point, we're probably just going to keep coming down, unfortunately. Which is never what you want to see, but again, like I've been calling this trade from the beginning, from day one of this show, this is the trade where I'm showing you what not to do. Don't do this. Don't buy up here and be a real Munson like I was. But something that does catch my eye up here as I'm looking at this chart is just look at the amount of accumulation we had at that same price level. So it's encouraging to know that I'm not the only one holding these bags, that there's at least a couple 100,000 people out there just like me that are like, ah, man, that sucks. Alright. On to the stock charts now. Is there any chat? You guys got anything for me? Anything you guys want to look at? If not, we can wrap up. Let's see. Do a quick rundown through our charts here. You can see Riot blockchain. Stream might be going to hell on us. Riot kind of trying to follow along the pattern that we drew in. You can see we've rejected there. We fell below the trend line. Nothing good. Coinbase. Jump on the 5-minute. Coinbase. See, Coinbase tried to have a bit of a run today and then just got knocked down. I don't have the pre-market pulled up here, but if I had to guess, I would guess anything that Coinbase probably ran pre-market and then got knocked down the second the market opened, which is just typical of the boomer market, right? But you can see, look at the floor that we're putting in. We've tested these levels a few times. We've rejected it a few times. So, I mean, if you're a buyer of coin or looking to be a buyer of coin, this looks like a good entry point to me. Last but not least, let's take a look at GameStop. Didn't do a whole lot today. See, we have not recovered from that same fall or breakdown that we had earlier in the week. So yeah. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Yeah, I appreciate it. Till next time, we will see you later.